First off, I'd like to thank these amazing people who decided to support me directly and make my work here on the platform so much easier. And remember, if you also want to help me out, the missile knows where the join button is at all times. Hello pilots, welcome back. How have your battles been? Mine have been going well. Today I'm not really in the mood to explain any hidden meta. The goal is just to play with what I've already taught you guys. Let's do the basics well and see what kind of results we can get. Starting off in that aggressive high tension spot. And as expected, there's already a bunch of people in hot aspect coming my way. And the radar glitched out a bit, but nothing out of the ordinary, probably because there are dozens of missiles being spammed everywhere. I'm already getting way too close, and even with all these hot targets around, it's better to just bail. When the radar isn't locking, it's not worth taking too many risks. I still managed to fire at the RAF, which is a priority target, so that's already great. That's one down out of many. A small victory doesn't mean we've secured the win. I think my team's positioning is kinda bad, so I'm just gonna try to keep 6 planes from jumping me all at once. Bad weather, low clouds, and people still want to fly low. Go figure. The point is, I'm making the most of it. It doesn't matter if the enemy is making mistakes if you don't know how to take advantage of them. Here, I just defended a whole quadrant by flying in circles without firing a single countermeasure, and there are probably more coming. But what really worries me is that all my teammates are scattered and not even noticing enemies flying right in front of them. The Su-30 didn't make it, but I managed to avenge him. Now it's time to do the same with this F-18 and the F-16 up ahead. There's an Allied missile pinging on the RWR, but I don't think it's anything to worry about. I'm just going to reposition and keep up the chase. I've still got plenty of weapons and fuel to keep this sortie going. And just by looking at the pings, I already know the enemies are either to the left or in the middle of the map, and I'm far from any danger. Now it's time to scan a bit lower. I don't think I'll have any trouble with high targets here in the middle since everyone was already in some kind of low altitude fight. Now it's about helping out the remaining teammates. You might have a good RWR and a powerful ESA, but nothing's gonna save you from a bad position. Now just one more to go. Almost 10 frags just playing the mind game in a match with bad weather. I'd say that's pretty great. Let's move on to the next one. Those early frags from people who trusted their plane a bit too much, it's rare, but it actually happens a lot. I really wanted to start in a more aggressive spot, but with how big this map is, that's almost impossible for this fridge called the Su-30. If I had to run away, I'd be totally screwed. Even now, playing defensively, I have to work hard just to bleed missiles. Imagine playing more aggressively. Still, despite everything, I got off to a good start. And even starting out super safe, we're already close to a new wave, so let's just stick to doing the basics well. That's more than enough. Well, I definitely have no idea what happened with those missiles, but I can't go back there to check. I'm in a good position and there's a wave up ahead. If I'm not smart from here on out, I'm gonna turn into a piñata. Maybe I'll launch a missile or two just to scare them, since everyone's in a pretty bad aspect for me right now. There's not much to do except play it safe and scout things out carefully. There's no way they haven't noticed me here by now, but I'm still in a good enough position to be aggressive, so I need to finish these guys off before someone well-positioned shows up. Yeah, even though I was worried that Eurofighter I just fragged might have backup, it looks like he was abandoned by his teammates. Unlucky, sorry man. Good luck in your next matchmaking. Anyway, I'm gonna go hunt for the remaining targets and I'll be right back. We've got 2 more German Doritos here, maybe more. Even though they're at a positional disadvantage, one of them managed to set up a solid defense, while the other could strike at me like a crocodile at any moment. Or rather, he could have, since he found the bots more appetizing. Let's give this guy a reality check and remind him he's in a PvP mode. He could have gone for a 2 versus 2 with his teammate, but now his partner's in a tough spot. Let's see how things play out from here. I don't have much fuel left, and the other target is a Eurofighter, so I've got to be quick. Now for the last one, we're in a classic 1 versus 1 endgame, but I'm out of everything, so the safe play is to head back to base and come back with more resources. Alright guys, looks like he's got all his resources too, so this is gonna be a real duel, pilot versus pilot. If I play everything right, I've got the advantage since I have more missiles. The only win condition is not letting him get close, which honestly can be pretty tough in an Su-30 against a Eurofighter, but you just gotta have faith. He launched a missile to make me go on the defensive, so I did the same. But honestly, this is the kind of fight where whoever's got the better radar and more weapons wins. In this situation, he'd have to just focus on defending himself. If he tries to go aggressive, that actually works in my favor. Even with a total advantage in situational awareness, he can barely keep up with back-to-back attacks and defenses because he's giving me way too much lead. This is where I really take advantage of my plane's gimbal limit. You can have a jet that's a beast when it comes to raw performance, but the plane isn't going to make up for your mistakes. Right here, I've got all the advantage. He's probably slow by now, and I've got the speed, so I'm most likely chasing him down. Delta got hunted down successfully. It was a great duel, even though the guy made some questionable choices, but he kept his cool for a good while. Now, let's move on to the next match. Here I'm going to start kinda to the left of Wavedale's, cause I want to play aggressive and keep that vibe going the whole match. So let's kick things off with a little BVR scare, just to mess with their heads right from the start. Looks like things are clear enough for me to just turn back towards them and start another round of aggression. I have no clue where that Rafael and the guy with him went, but the important thing is I'm safe. Still, it'd be kinda reckless to push right now since they pretty much know where I am. It doesn't get any cleaner than this. I'm gonna go hunt down the last guys and see where they're hiding. Wish me luck so I can bag a few more, and that good luck will come right back to you. This match wasn't even supposed to be in the video. I was just starting to overclock my PC, and for some reason, the best games always happen when I'm benchmarking. So just enjoy this massive frag moment against a paid actor and check out the numbers. But just so you know, the overclock is way better now while I'm editing this video. Alright folks, this is the last match where I've already mastered the jet, so I won't be teaching anything else. It's just for those of you who still want a little more. This one's for anyone who appreciates the art of gameplay, so stick with me until the end, where I'll say my goodbyes. Alright folks, that's all for today. Hope you liked it. Do you agree or disagree with anything I said? Tell me down in the comments. Your feedback is super important to me. The video ends, but the chat stays. Karma out.